Nowadays, as students, we live in a technology world where there are countries that have opened their doors to internal knowledge according to reality. Education institutions are working on a daily basis to improve their teacher systems. Being aware of that, we realize that we, the students, as the actors of the education dynamics, we are able to take the best of the 21st century and transform it into actions that face the challenges of this area. For that reason, traditional education is being changed from education where teachers and systems learn from each other. It's up to the students what they take what they learn in a classroom to the streets and the community, with a purpose to close the gaps and generate sustainable development in the country. Within this framework, the regional Latin American Accreditation Institution Council for Business Schools and Programs, better known by its acronym ACBSP, opens an annual international competition of research or best practices, where young undergraduate and graduate students from affiliated institutions participate.
The central thing of this year's competition is teaching in a student-centered world, which is a fitting thing because are the students who represent the tomorrow and today of research, sciences, and entrepreneurship. In this opportunity, we are going to present the results of the good practices that the student group INNPULSA Turismo has been carried out about throughout 5 years in la Universidad Nacional Mayor San Marcos Administrative Sciences Faculty.
Our study house, known throughout the times as La Decana de América and founded in 1551, is made up of 20 faculties and has been the academic site of many famous characters, such as the great Premio Nobel de Literatura Mario Vargas Llosa. Talking about the faculties, the Administrative Science Faculty stands out with 144 years of foundation. It is a modern educational institution and international accredited by the ACBSP, which trains leading professionals and researchers with values and respect for cultural diversity and promoters of national identity, based on a culture of equality and social responsibility to contribute to the sustainable development of the country. The Administrative Sciences Faculty is made of different organic units for its proper functioning. Among them, the postgraduate unit, the research unit, the social and university extension center, the production center, and 3 professional schools: business administration, international business administration, and tourist administration. Precisely, our proposal is born from one of these 3 specialties, is the Tourist Administration Professional School, which trains professionals with a competitiveness high level, with a entrepreneurship high sense, and with values and vocation of service to society. At the same time, it develops internal competencies in the students so that they can work and lead in a modern, efficient, and effective way companies, public institutions, international institutions, and more. The School of Tourist Administration was born to create agents of social change, critical of the tourist activity in all its aspects, capable of facing the challenges that tourism has in order to achieve its sustainable development. Items with a teaching system that is taught throughout 10 academic semesters, where courses are strategically distributed to encourage the learning and strengthening of hard skills related to the mastery of technical knowledge that is necessary for the adequate professional performance of each student in training, and on the other hand, soft skills, which refer to the set of skills related to leadership, assertiveness, teamwork, among others. The courses related to each knowledge area are shown in the following graphs. As you can see, there are the general courses and the basic courses. The general courses provide us with a mastery and knowledge as tactics with a multidisciplinary approach, meaning basic training to obtain awareness of the social context and understanding of the dynamic of open systems and the direct and secondary interrelationship of different areas of knowledge. These courses are generally taught in the first cycles and are fundamental for a good educational base for the student. On the other hand, basic courses related to administration as a social science involving management, the decision-making process, and the achievement of organizational objectives are comprehensive courses that provide to the students with hard and soft skills, which will serve as a basis when applying decision criteria in the daily activities of professionals in administration. Likewise, we have courses for senior management related to management positions and others related to decision-making process among the stand out. Also, we have courses related to an area in accelerated growth of the sector, tourist services, led by the hotel and restaurant industry, representing the greatest demand in the labor market for professionals in the sector, as well as the greatest number of the opportunities in most regions of the country and abroad. Finally, and as one of the most important topics in the training of tourist professionals, we have courses that encourage research that contributes significantly, on the one hand, to understand the dynamics of tourist activity, but also to raise a series of proposals for solutions to the main problems of the sector. Among them, there is a deficiency identified in the sector and an obstacle in the country that results in negative impacts related to the scale of tourist planning, in provision in the management of destination insulation of communities near the main destinations. In conclusion, it is considered as a starting point the transversality of knowledge, teaching in the student from the first cycles multidisciplinary knowledge, which are useful in the analysis and consideration and of contingencies in the planning and management processes that will be tangible in decisions taken properly and with always positive results. In this approach, our school has been working on in the professional training of its students, but all at the same time, it also encourages the implementation of what has been learned in class and the accumulation of experiences in real territories under real contexts. Legally supported in the statute of our university, which represent the general regulations of our house studies, where in Article 185 it mentioned the following. These are the rights of the students of la Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos to form workshops, groups, associations, and student circles whose purpose is to develop and promote knowledge and culture, arts, science, and technology. Receive the benefit of the subsidies that the university grants to participate and organize cultural and sport activities, such as the academic artists, contests, for the games, Olympics, and the other that are organized nationally and internationally. This is how the idea of creating a student group in our school was born, and it was on September 5 in 2014 that Giacomo, Tania, Alex, Eugenia, Joyce, Roman, Alejandra, and Pamela founded INNPULSA TURISMO. In response to the need identified to promote the application of what was learned in a classroom in the countryside, in real territories, under real contexts and problems. Who we are, INNPULSA Turismo is a student group of tourists from the Faculty of Administrative Sciences made up of students from various careers at the Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos. Our main objective is to contribute to the development of sustainable tourism. Our pillars that we follow are research, innovation, and social academic responsibility. Through good practices in project management and the promotion of a responsible entrepreneurial culture, we seek to develop sustainable tourism in Peru, together with a strategy allies from public and private institutions. Our organizational structure is composed of 4 departments, of which 3 belongs to the main activities and correspond to projects, events, and marketing, and 1 department that represents the support of the team, which correspond to human talent, besides having a governing of articulating body which is a board of directors. Our activities have the objective of putting into practice what we have learned in a classroom in coherence with the courses of our curriculum explained previously, for which we have an articulate methodology of work in conjunction with our faculty. The methodology that we use when presenting ourselves before various entities, whether public or private, control bodies, for example, Sorceo, graduate school, undergraduate school, among others, and or student groups. This can be done from top to bottom or vice versa, but always in articulation with the three actors where it's a finally proposed that is presented to public and private entities in order to make tangible the proposals that are reflected in projects, events, or various activities. And now we are going to present a list of our main events, including workshops, forums, and conferences. For example, in 2017, there was an event called Impacting from Our Sphere of Actions. In 2017 too, there were another event called Let's Talk About Plan JICA 1999. In 2018, we made an event called Barismo, El Arte del Café, among others. As you can see, we have worked in many events, forums, and conferences. Now, I will introduce all the projects that, as INNPULSA TURISMO, has worked in these 5 years. For example, in 2017, Local Tourist Development Plan Yungay District. There was a project that we have worked. Another one is, for example, in 2009, Basic Diagnosis and Recognition of Territory at Tabillos Alto District, Province of Huaral, Lima region. And another one is in 2019, Visitors Profile of Sick Works on the Callao Coastline. As you can see, we have worked in many projects as well. In this sense, I'm going to detail the best results obtained by our team. Also, we're going to see the positive impacts that our projects cause on the communities. For example, in 2017, we have the project Yungay, PDTL. We worked on the tourist development plan. It was developed in Yungay District, Yungay Province, Ancash region. Our main objective was to In 2017, we worked on a tourist development plan. It was developed in Yungay District, Yungay Province, Ancash region. Our main objective was to develop a municipal management tool in the context of the launch of the Municipal Incentive Program implemented by the MEF. This project for INNPULSA Turismo was of a great importance because they discovered that from their position as students, they could generate inputs that would have a positive and real impact on the communities, rural or provincial regions. For this project, which was the elaboration of that local tourist development plan, we made 2 trips in 2017. Thanks to this project, the goal was achieved and the MEF provided the municipality of Yungay with the economic benefit of implementing the project it had planned. In this project, we worked together with the Yungay District Municipality. Also, our academic support was methods and techniques of science, statistics, tourist promotion, tourist planning, tourist projects, marketing, public management, and also the impacts where the province has a development plan in place. The project was awarded the incentive system Target 38. Yungay has been positioning itself as one of the best tourist destinations in the Ancash region. Another project was redefining the visitor's profile, design thinking Laguna 69. In 2018, we carried out the project redefining the visitor profile. For this project, the team designed its own methodology for demand studies, using traditional quantitative methods and design thinking techniques, which is characterized by presenting qualitative methods, where it is trying to identify the main motivators of visiting tourists through previously designed in-depth interviews. The project was carried out in the Huascarán National Park, especially in Llanuco and 69 lagoons. The project was worked in partnership with the National Service of Natural Areas, protected by the state, Ternan. Also, we have our academic support was methods and techniques of science, statistics, market research, organizational psychology, tourist projects, tourist product, and our impacts were innovative methodological proposal in demand studies, definition of the profile of visitors to the Yanganuco and 69 lagoons, identification of improvement proposal for the destination infrastructure and services. Another project that we have worked was Ancon District. Project that we worked in was Ancon District. Last year, in 2009, we developed the tourist resources inventory of the district of Ancon, province of Lima region. Our main objective of the study was to update the tourist resources inventory. In this project, we implemented a new methodology and we identified that is the RIRD of all regions. There was a certain problem that most districts or provinces inventory all what they consider to be tourists. However, we came to the conclusion that not all Weka will be tourists. Not all rivers will be tourists, but they have to meet certain standards. This is how we propose a new methodology with divided resources such as tourist prospecting and purely tourist resources. The former are those that don't yet have the conditions to receive the visitors tourists, but they aimed to do so by carrying out investment projects. The second are those that have infrastructure and everything is conditioned to provide a good service. In this project, we work together with the district municipality of Ancon. And also, our academic support of this project were methods and techniques of science, quantitative market research, tourist planning, tourist projects, and the aspects were the district has an official and locally approved inventory, update data on tourist service providers, and also identification of resources with tourist potential and problems. The realization of all the projects that I have already mentioned wouldn't have been possible without the logistic, intellectual, and financial support of our partners, which we showed in the following slide, and are part of private and public sector. For example, we have Movimiento Bola Libre, Equipo, Cerceu, Universidad Nacional San Marcos, among others. In summary, the work carried out over these 5 years has been translated into actions which have shown indisputable results in society. Nowadays, the team has 18 active members from different specialties, tourist administration and anthropology, who together with a faculty consultant who represent a link between university policy and student initiative, are responsible for working hard every day to make the division of Impulsa Turismo a reality. Currently, Impulsa Turismo has 22 strategy allies with whom it is carry out joint design activities that contribute to the development of sustainable tourism in the country. 9 projects has been formulated and executed in different regions of Peru: Ancash, Metropolitan and Lima, Lima region, and Cusco. These projects have a research focus which seeks to add to the planning process of regions' tourist activity. Also, 19 events has been organized with different topics of tourist interest, adding up to a scope and of approximately 1,100 trained people. Finally, for social responsibility, project has been carried out reaching 2 rural communities, 1 human settlement, and 1 house that protects people of the third age. As a result of a series of strategies applied today, we have around 6,000 followers on the Facebook fan page, on social media, through which we share news, notes, and develop projects by ourselves which want are of tourist, cultural, and national interest. And in this, with a goal of raising awareness and informating the community of students and professionals who follow the work done by Impulsa Turismo. All the actions carried out by Impulsa Turismo have had a positive impact on society. The development of tourism in a country and its members. Tourist activity generate different impacts depending on the territories where it is developed. Some of them with negative and reversible consequences for the local population and the quality of the environment. For that, tourist planning is totally important to ensure the sustainable development of tourist destination based on sustainability requirements. In this context, the projects that have been implemented today have contributed to the regional, district, and local governments in their core tourist planning process, which is necessary for the sustainable development of tourist activity. In this process of the development of each one of the projects mentioned, the Academy has been able to connect with the public and the private sector, generating a work of mutual cooperation, which has made it possible to increase the interest and awareness of the population with sustainable tourism. The events organized has been useful as a powerful and effective communication tool. In addition, creating spaces for opinion and the exchanging of ideas, they have served like a day for student professionals and organizations to meet, connect, and generate projects to undertakings for the development of the sector. At the same time, they have allowed training and informated on issues of great interest of the tourists, raising awareness and educating of people that is interested. The social responsibility works, in addition, bringing humanitarian help to vulnerable populations have allowed us to know and connect with different realities with which ones we are familiar to interact. Of this way, we extend the capacity of empathy and global vision of our country that each member of Impulsa Turismo has, but also they have allowed to connect the academy with communities, making them life great moments, drawing a smile on their faces and look of hope in their eyes. All the work done by the members of Impulsa Turismo generate positive impacts both in the development of tourism in a country as well as in their personal and professional growth, because all the knowledge shared by the teachers and the classroom is transformed into actions that help improving the quality of life of country's population through tourism. Similarly, going out into the field with the beginning of the university career allows preparing professionals with more integral and valuable vision, with leadership skills, responsibility, and commitment to society, but above all, professionals capable of managing projects that have a real impact on their country. And let's talk about the challenges that we want to get. During these 5 years, we have been working to become the top national network of tourist students to be recognized for our professional quality in research, innovation, and social responsibility in the sector. We want to reach all regions of the country and continue adding positive impact to the development of sustainable tourism that our projects contribute in order the country to carry out an effective and efficient management in the sector, that our events continue to create spaces of opinion, exchange of ideas, opinions, but most of all that they continue to prepare all the interest public, students, professionals, workers in topics of tourism interest at global level, that our activities of social responsibility continue adding positive impacts to the improvement of the quality of life of the people who live in our country. In addition, we intend to diversify our projects so that they generate impacts in different regions of the country and also different areas of the sector. We hope to continue generating spaces for dialogue, exchange for opinions and ideas in the field of tourism, without forgetting the focus on social responsibility. Currently, and on the road to Peru's bicentenary, we need that youth to continue walking the path of development. We need that young blood is unstoppable and dreaming of a leading country. Impulsa Turismo is part of that youth. We are young people, not only dreamers of grand and sustainable development of tourism, we are also makers, because at Impulsa Turismo We make things happen.
And let me tell you something. Because of the current situation, it is necessary for us, as students, to adapt to these new circumstances. And also, it's very important to implement new technologies in education that allow us to grow as professionals. In this situation, students are challenged to be creative, to innovate, and also to look for new opportunities that challenge our abilities and skills. For that reason, you must be persevering and remember that the only goal you can't get is the one you don't pursue. My name is Oscar Diaz, and we are Impulsa Turismo.